If Kaepernick was an NBA player and he wore a Fidel Castro T-shirt, they'd be okay in the Heat acquiring him? Or, by the way, if he played for the Wizards or the Knicks and his girlfriend called that owner a slave owner, they'd be okay with that? Let's be honest about this. The NBA does not allow you to sit for the anthem. The NFL does. Listen, I know it's popular now to say the NFL is draconian, This goes back to what I said about celebrations. Every time they tell me the NFL doesn't allow celebrations, I run that 8-minute clip of guys celebrating and there's no flags. The NFL, it's become kind of mythology. It's the no-fun league. Players are well compensated. They have fun. They can kneel for the anthem. You know, it's Kaepernick who moved out of a contract. They were going to cut him probably anyway, but let's slow down on the NBA's doesn't discipline players ever and the NFL's awful. I don't buy that.
You laid it out beautifully. They have a rule in place. You can't protest during the national anthem. You have to stand for the national anthem. They have history. Mahmoud Rauf did this in the NBA and got run out of the NBA. Craig Hodges got run out of the NBA because of his highly militant Pan-Africanist thoughts. Run out of the NBA. It's been what people just say stuff. I would like to say something else, but people just say things now. They don't. Mark Cuban is an owner in the league who must not know his league's own history. Their rules in the NBA are more restrictive and more punitive than the NFL. There were 8 guys that protested last year along with Kaepernick with the knee stuff and everything. 7 of them are in the NFL. Kaepernick's the only one because he's done it more idiotically and stupidly and surrounded himself with a group of sycophants that want to throw the race card at everybody, and people are just like, I ain't got time for it.
What's happening right now, Cap is the first. You guys touched on a lot of things. This is the first time it's happened in the NFL. In the NBA, it's already happened. So you said there are rules in place. But there's another thing he's sitting here saying that it would be embraced. No, it wouldn't be embraced. It would be tolerated. You know why? You look at what Cap did. Cap he was on the second year of a $126 million deal. Okay, if he was in the NBA, that would have been a guaranteed $126 million. So Cap got released with $87 million on his contract. So Mark Cuban, if there's a guy on your team doing something that you don't like, you owe him $87 million. Regardless, you tolerate it. That's the difference. They're obligated to their players, and the league is not. That's the difference.
You know, 100% right. You're comparing apples to oranges.
No, apples are great.
Right. I mean, it's not... You're 100% right. It's not even close. If there were guaranteed contracts, you would tolerate it. And you'd say, how are we going to work this out, buddy? How are we going to make sure that you're okay and that everything goes forward and we're going to get the best out of you? Because you have to. You owe them that money. 100%, man. That's the difference.
My whole life, I'm old enough, the NBA's always been a players' league. It's always been a players' league.
Sure. Look how
since David Stern arrived, the name on the back was that college basketball is about coaches and systems. NBA is about stars, Magic. I mean, that's the reality of it. By the way, you don't fire in the NFL for all the lack of power the players have. You fire the coach, not Brady. In the NBA, you fire the coach, not the star. Like in the NBA, if you're a star, you run the franchise. LeBron runs the franchise.
And ultimately in the NFL, you know what you're rooting for? You're not rooting for stars. You have a few stars, but you're rooting for the laundry, man.
Yes.
You're rooting for the uniform.
But
no, go ahead.
I want to add one other thing, though. Just add into that. It's a players' league. But the NFL is a more successful league.
Yes.
And part of the reason why is because it's not a players' league. I was once a player. I was too stupid to know which way was right, which way was left. I was too stupid not to drink and smoke weed and do all kinds of stuff when I was a college player. Young people just aren't as smart as older people. I had to get to be 50 years old to realize I was an idiot at 25. That's what player-run league won't be as successful as the NFL. No, it's run by mature people.
Yeah, another part of this where Cuban is trying to say how progressive that the league is and how they will do, the NFL needs to catch up. And I agree in some aspects. There are some things that are there. But remember, Sterling was there. And they were all and there was a lot of, and everybody knew it, okay? Yes. And until TMZ got involved, Sterling was okay.
You're right.
So let's not talk about how progressive everything is for the NBA, okay?
Another great point.